Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lexi and today we're doing another pick a card, pick a crystal. And today I am going to be doing another chakra analysis video. I did one of these back in November and I did mean to do them every month. I don't know why I didn't. I have no idea why. I was looking through my videos the other day and I was scrolling through and I seen it and I was like, wait, I was supposed to be doing that every month. So apologies, but I guess, you know, divine intervention sort of thing, but here we are. So what I'm going to be doing in this video, if you haven't watched one of these videos yet, is it's not going to be like your typical tarot reading or oracle reading. I'm actually going to be automatic drawing for you guys. So if you guys are aware of my other videos, what I do is when I tap into you guys' collective, I'm able to see and read energy. So sometimes I'll see expansions in certain chakras and things like that, and I kind of wade in the energy a little bit. And the whole point of doing this is for you guys to be able to physically see what I'm seeing in a physical form. So what I do once you picked your crystal is I'll have a sheet of paper where I've drawn a small version of the 7 chakras, which is kind of like your energetic body in front, the collective's energetic body, kind of like when we do distance Reiki and we have the kind of like dummy in front of us because the person isn't with us, and we send healing to those energies. The paper kind of is used as a substitute there with the chakras. And what I do is I get my pen and I just start drawing, and it looked like kind of like squiggles on the paper, but I'm actually drawing the energy that I'm picking up. And then what I'll be doing is I'll be explaining what I'm seeing, so that you guys can kind of understand what I'm being shown and what you're seeing on the paper. And I'll be giving you guys any bits of information that Spirit want to give you in regards to your chakras and your energy. If there's certain chakras having an expansion at that point, I'll be talking through that. If there's crystals or oils or anything that could be used, I'll be talking through that and kind of explaining what's going on in your energy field to give you more of a better understanding. And then once we finish that, I will then pull some oracle cards for you. And then right at the end of the video, what I'm going to be doing is I'll have a screenshot of each 3 of the chakra maps so that you guys can click on that timestamp and you'll have the image there, so you can screenshot that for further use if you want to, you know, keep that and kind of like ponder over it. So that's the purpose of the video. I hope I explained it right. I'm going to get straight in now, but before I do, I want you guys to choose one of the 3 crystals that you were drawn to. Pile number 1 is the red jasper. Pile number 2 is the honey calcite. Sorry for the noise, guys. Pile number 2 is the honey calcite. I love this one because it looks like a big stick of toffee. So yeah, that's pile 2. Number 3 is the amethyst geode. So see which crystal you are drawn to. The timestamps are going to be in the description box as always, and I will see you guys at your timestamp. Hey Pile 1, welcome to your reading. So if you guys chose the red jasper, this is your reading. So I'm going to be automatic drawing for you guys, and I'm going to be tapping into the collective of you guys' energy, and I'm going to be showing you guys what is going on in that collective and what's happening through automatic drawing. So what's going to happen is I'm going to tap into you guys. I may go quiet for about 20-30 seconds, and then you're going to see a lot of scribbles on the page, but no worries. I'm going to then explain everything to you and get into that, and then we'll pull some oracle cards for you. But I do want to say quickly, this is a collective energy reading, and obviously there's more than one of you guys watching. So if I do say something about a certain chakra or something that doesn't quite align with you, that is okay. You don't have to take that on. You can just allow that to transmute for somebody else, because it could be for somebody else. But we're going to get in now. So yeah, pile number 1, please Spirit Guides, tap me into pile number 1's energy. Tap me into the collective energy of tap me into the collective energy of pile number 1. What is going on in the collective energy of my pile number 1s right now? Okay, so pile number 1, getting straight into you guys as a collective energy, I do want to say, with all of these shards and these energies coming up here, I do feel that you guys are very top heavy, which isn't surprising with the fact that you guys chose the red jasper. I feel like you guys have a very strong throat chakra, a very strong third eye and crown chakra. I feel like they're always open. I feel like you're the type of people that do not need to do a lot of work to channel. I feel like you're not the type of people that have to do a lot of work to intuitively feel somebody out. It just comes naturally to you, and the reason that they're open the way that they are, ignore that little number 3, by the way, that it looks like a pair of boobs, to be honest with you. It is in pencil. I couldn't find my rubber, but that's not part of the reading, just letting you know. But anyway, what I was saying was, for your chakras at the top of your energetic body to be that open, it's because you have been a bridge from the physical to the spiritual in other lives. The soul doesn't forget that, which is why they're very open. It's very easy for you to maybe lucid dream, astral project, receive visions, you know, connect to the higher realms. It's something that's very much embedded in you, and it almost feels sometimes that it's always on. So I would say for you guys to make sure, I'll write your little tips by here. I would say for you guys to make sure to protect your crown. Make sure that you're wearing hats or head wraps or anything like that, because it does feel like it's always on. It's not, I'm not saying you can't control it, but it's always open. You're always picking up. And I would say, if you guys can, when you have been channeling or you feel like you've been getting downloads or anything like that, try and imagine your crown chakra, your third eye. I wouldn't necessarily say your throat, but try and imagine them not closing, but kind of fold. I like to do it like folding, like a rose, like the petals are closing in on themselves, the flower's still there, but it's closing up, so it's not taking anything else on. So I imagine it like petals closing, but you guys can just imagine them minimizing or turning into like a little bud or something like that. That's something that I would say in regards to your higher chakras, because there's a lot of heightened energy there, and it's easy for you guys to become a little ungrounded at times. So I would say as well to make sure that you are always anchoring into the physical. Hang on a second, let me just write this down. I would say to make sure that you are always anchoring into the physical. One of the things that I like to do when they're telling me to reference it to you guys is imagining that you are a tree. I know it sounds a bit silly, but when we meditate and we imagine our body being like the stump and then going into the ground and imagining where the tree and our arms are the leaves or whatever the case, we can imagine ourselves rooted into Gaia then, and that really helps us anchor. And it's something that I like to do, so that's something that I want to pass on to you. Now, when I was tapping into your energies, I don't know if right now you guys are going through like a tonsillitis, or you may have like a sore throat or something like that, because there's almost this tightness of the throat coming through. And the reason that it's coming through is because it's this energy coming through here. It's not necessarily that there's an expansion going on in your throat chakra, but I feel like sometimes what causes a little bit of an imbalance within your throat chakra, and I'm being told you have an excellent throat chakra, it's not blocked or anything like that, but what happens is sometimes you may doubt what you pick up, or you may refrain from saying it out loud. Maybe it's fear of scrutiny, maybe it's fear of what other people may say, or maybe you are currently learning to assert your boundaries, and maybe it's something that is like playing on your mind a little bit. That's why the throat chakra is feeling a little bit tight. But what I'm saying, what I'm hearing with you guys with the throat chakra is that you may have had lifetimes where you were connected to spirit, where you were a channeler, and you may have been like, I have to be careful what I say, taken out in that sense. Like maybe you were around in the Salem witch trials. Maybe you were around in these times where you were very open to spirit, and you were very open with it to other people, and maybe that would have been like a downfall in a life where people may have tried to take your power away from you in that sense. And I do sense that a lot of your power comes from your channel, and it comes from your higher chakras. However, there's this sense of I need to hide my power, I need to protect it from scrutiny and from people that it's like it's a factory setting of the soul in a way, and that's something that happens. And I feel like in this lifetime you're learning to be free with it and speak up. So I'm just going to write the word speak up there. I will be expanding on the words at the end of the reading, so when you look at your chakra map in the timestamps I'll have more written down, but that's something that I'm being told with the throat chakra. What is this? What are they healing? Because it's in the eye line of the heart chakra. What's going on? You're coming to the remnants of something that's happening in regards to your heart chakra. You're coming to the higher awareness of something you've been healing for some time in your heart chakra, and it's like there's not necessarily, the reason that it's further away from your body is it's not necessarily that there's emotion there anymore. Whatever this is that you're healing, it's more so the brain and the physical body trying to understand it more than it is the emotional body wanting it back. I feel like you wouldn't want whatever it is that you're healing back, but it's something you're allowing to happen. I don't think it's taking too much of your energy. There's just something in your energy that it's coming to a resolute, and it may be at the back of your brain. You may be thinking of a certain person or a certain situation, but I can see you doing it with remote viewing. There's not a feeling there. There's not even a sense of like, my inner child still trapped there, my shadow self still trapped there. I feel like you've brought a lot of yourself back to yourself in ways. I can definitely see that. It's more so it's almost like the mental body and the physical body catching up and coming to that higher state of awareness of why that situation had to go the way that it did. Or maybe you've been going through a transition, because I do feel there has been a bit of an alchemization in your energy, because there's no strong emphasis of blockages in your chakras, which makes me feel like you're stepping into a new start where you're having a bit of a tune-up in your chakras right now. But what I'm being told with this energy here, it's like this new version of you is dissecting what you've just released to have a new perspective of it. I hope this is making sense. So the way you looked at this situation in the past was through pain, through anger, through hurt. This person did me wrong, etc., etc. Now that you've healed it, you've alchemized it, maybe you've forgiven it, this new version of you is coming through and is like, okay, well, this is my past, but I just want to take a look at this situation and see how I feel about it. And maybe it's a sense of, you know what, I see your point of view. I forgive you. We were young. We were being led by ego, or we were being led by wounds. I forgive you. I'm not holding on anymore. However, I want to look at this situation a second, because in this new version of me, I want to see if there's anything salvageable here. And I don't mean I want to go back to this person, but that's what the new version of us does. Takes a look at everyone's and goes, right, before I pack up and go on the open road, is there anything in this energy that I could salvage? And sometimes we pick things up, a hobby that has alchemized now, or maybe a friend that we let go of, we can bring back. But what your higher self is doing, and this new version of you is doing, is looking at that person and going, right, I'm seeing you from a deeper point of view now. There's no more wounds here anymore. Is there anything I could bring with me? Or is there a part of you that I could bring with me? And I do feel like this essence of it, for a lot of you, you're going to come to the realization that where I'm at in my life, you wouldn't be able to reach that depth, or you wouldn't be able to make me happy. We're on different wavelengths now. No one's above or below anyone. We're just on different paths. I'm going to step away and come to that agreement within yourself. But I do feel that there's a little bit of just checking and feeling around for what's just become like a tower around you that you've just let go of, and going, right, I've I'm back to health now. I've alchemized. Let me just check. So that's all that it is. And I feel like if you are thinking of something, there is nothing to worry about. I see it, the fact that it's not right on your chakras, it's floating away, it's moving away, and just allow it to. If it comes up and you think of that person, allow it to, and just allow it to come through. I feel like you'll be realizing, you'll be having resolutes with that person or that situation, is what I'm being told. Why do we have these little shards here in the solar plexus? Again, do you see how these shards are moving in this direction? Again, they're moving away from you. When I was saying like there's an alchemization that's been going on in your energy, this energy by here, this is like your shaded skin. This is remnants that you no longer need. So there is a reference for you guys to either do some cleansing rituals in the bath right now. Let me write them down. Cleansing rituals. Or maybe having a spring clean. We're in spring. It's the best time to do it. If you're watching it in the future, never mind. But you can still have that little... Sorry guys, I'm typing and I can't multitask for some reason. Having that kind of like transmutation of your surroundings as well. But that's what this little energy is. It may be little things lingering that spirit's calling you to like cleanse away, sage away, have a bath, allow it to go away. Or another thing I'm being told is, again, your physical space. Are you surrounded by what feels like an old skin? Are you surrounded by wallpaper that you don't like anymore? A bed covers that you don't like anymore? Is it representative of your old phase? Do you feel right now, because I feel like you may be feeling it like a snail that's just grown out of his shell, you may be feeling like that right now. So there's this essence of alchemizing the physical now. You've done the internal, but you know, maybe getting a new plant for your room or doing things that represent this new phase for you. What is that? There's an essence of that coming through for you guys, pile number 1. Everything kind of feels like fine and dandy, but with this solar plexus energy as well, I will get here in a second, with this solar plexus energy, again, in regard, because it's moving in the same direction as the healing of the heart chakra, so it's almost making me feel like maybe connotations from your past, of who you once were, they're falling away. Projections other people may have put on you, they're falling away, and it's kind of like, okay, then, well, who am I? And I feel like you're stepping into your worth and understanding of self in the sense of, well, who am I? I determine who I am now. Am I confident? Am I this person? Am I that person? And understanding that new version of you. And I feel as you're doing that, those projections maybe other people had put on you, or illusions that you'd had of yourself that kept you away from your power, I don't feel like it's necessarily this breakthrough. I feel like you've already reached a breakthrough. They're just kind of falling away. So you may have these little things come up. Maybe it's something someone said to you or a belief you had of yourself. But again, you're not looking at it because there's no emotion tied there. You're looking at it like, is there any truth in this? Could I take anything from this? No? Okay. And then it's kind of like flowing away. So I see those little things happening. And it's happening naturally. Allow the flow of it is the message from Spirit. Why do we have this little jab at the sacral chakra and the root chakra right now? What is this? Looks kind of like a splinter. Okay. This tune-up that's been happening and fleshing, it's allowing now these little splinters that would have kept you from your power to be recognized. And with this sense here, with the sacral chakra, it's in between the sacral and the root. There's an essence of you tapping into your divinity. This is a message that Spirit want you to be focusing on right now. And like, I have to be careful what I say about this part of it, because YouTube's, you know, I have to be careful with what I say on the tube. But sacred sexuality, sensuality, maybe you've been shamed about that side of you. Maybe you've always felt shame about embodying it or tapping into it, and we shouldn't be ashamed of that side of ourselves, because it's the reason we're all here. We wouldn't be here without that act. So there's an essence of it, you know, that is sacred, and there's an essence of you coming back to that without the distortion of what other people have placed on it within you. I don't feel like it's a necessary, like, I don't feel like it's like you're purging something, but I do feel like there's a splinter being pulled in the sense of the illusion of what was a very powerful part of you that may have been used as a weapon against you, or used against you, or tainted within you. Maybe you've been taught to shame in, and I'm being told for you guys to tap into that, tap into your sensuality. There's beauty within that, and that's something that I'm being called for you to do. So focusing on the sacral chakra right now is something that Spirit want you to focus on. And that can be, because I'm hearing the song Let's Dance, I don't know the rest of the words, but even tapping in, because when we think of the sacral chakra, that's our emotions, that's our essence, that's that fluidity of life. And I'm being told, like, dancing. Do some of you guys do like erotic dancing or anything like that, or just like tuning into your body like that and oozing that like out of you? There's an essence of you tapping into that. And I keep being told for either you guys to be around water a lot right now. I keep being told the crystal amber, so I'm gonna write amber crystal. Affirmations like, I can't really say the affirmations. I'm just gonna write the word affirmation down, and then you guys can type in maybe on Google or something like that, or maybe talk with your spirit guides in regards to affirmations with your sacral chakra, because I feel like if I said some of them on here, the ones that I feel like you may need, the reading may be flagged, so I'll just kind of like leave that there so you can tap into it elsewhere and really go on a little voyage of your own there. But yeah, I feel like the amber crystal will really aid you right now if you can get your hands on the amber crystal. And again, it's everything really, because it's tapping me into that color of orange and keeping that energy around you. Maybe wearing that color a lot. I feel like your sacral chakra is something that it's not, when I say overlooked, I don't mean you've been doing anything wrong, but you've had big things to heal. So because of that, your other chakras have overpowered the sacral chakra, so you haven't been able to tune into it as well. Whereas now it's time, like, this alignment's coming in. Now you can really focus on this little splinter to tap into it, because I don't feel like your sacral chakra was ever blocked. I just feel like there may have been like little projections that you've taken on that it's now time to kind of like release. And I feel like that's something that you're focusing on right now, and that's something that's coming through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull some oracle cards. Once I've pulled the oracle cards, I'm going to leave the reading there, and then you guys can look at the timestamp of the chakra map, and I'll have a little bit more information by here, so you can kind of like read that and tap into that. I may have some crystals or some herbs that'll come through. I am being told rosemary is a herb that would really aid you, or it's something that works with you really well, rosemary. Pile number 1. Pile number 1. Tap me into my pile 1. My pile 1's collective. Oh, what have we got? So we have determination, which is the solar plexus card. Where shall I place? I'll just place it over here for now. So we have determination, and then I'll pull one more. Pile number. You may be very called to like the lower chakras right now and their colors. So red, orange, yellow. Those are crystal, because it's like you're defining who you are. And really aligning with who you are. It's like this new stage. So I feel like with you being in this new phase, it's that new stage of kind of like life. You're in that kind of spring phase then. So it's like, okay, I'm now at this phase of like newness. The question here now is, who am I? So the reason you're being called to those 3 lower chakras is because they're what root us into the physical. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's why they're kind of like getting your attention right now, because it's like, who am I? That's literally the question we have here. This avatar I'm moving about in, you know, who are they? You know, what do I like? What do I dislike? You're at that kind of like new phase. Ooh. Was that 2 cards? I feel like I just saw, oh no, it's only 1. We have peace. That's a lotus as well. Yeah, there's a congratulation coming through from Spirit in regards to this rebirth that you have gone on. The fact that there's no circle around anything, there's no blockage on anything, these things that you've healed are moving away from you. I think that causes, that's like a cause for congratulation there, to be honest with you. With the card as well of peace, it's like you finding peace within yourself. You standing on your own 2 feet, rooting yourself where you are and being like, okay, this is me. I don't have these projections of other people on me anymore. I don't have these shards within me anymore. I've closed them out. Now it's time to go on a new journey. And that's why we have determination here. It's like welcoming yourself back to the physical in a way. And that's why we have the peace card. The back of the deck, we literally have the sacral chakra card, inspiration. So we literally have that here as well. So it's like, I do feel like you're on a bit of a new voyage moving forward. And that's why you're being called as well to like root into the physical. Yeah, and I'm being told to embrace the nothingness right now as well. When we move on from this tower that's just crumbled behind us, we can kind of feel a little bit like out of touch, a bit confused. Like, well, who am I now? What do I like? What don't I like? And there's these holes within us that we've just purged these things out that's kind of created our energetic makeup. And now we're kind of like, what do I really like now? Or maybe it'll feel a bit boring. Like, oh, well, what do I do now? Like, what do I fill this with now? I used to find enjoyment in that, but I'm not finding enjoyment in it anymore because it doesn't mean anything to me anymore. But that's the beauty of it. You're now on the fool's journey. You're now at the beginning again, and you can create more abundance, but without these constraints of the past again. And that's a reference of that. And you're learning what it's like to connect to your physical body and tap into your temple like that, which is why there's an emphasis on the sacral chakra going on right now. So that's what I'm picking up for you guys, my pile number 1. That's what I'm seeing within the energetic body of you guys as collective. I really hope this resonated, and I hope it brought everything into understanding for you. I'll have the timestamp for you to look closer at your chakra map, and you can screenshot that if you'd like. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching. Hey Pal2, welcome to your reading. So we are doing the automatic drawing and the chakra analysis. So I'm going to be tapping into the collective of you guys, tapping into your chakras and your collective energy, and I'm going to be basically automatically drawing what I see, and then I'll be giving you guys the information of what I see in your collective right now. But I do want to say before I get in that this is a general reading and there's more than one of you watching, so if I say something that doesn't quite align with you, that's completely fine. You can just leave that to transmute and maybe it'll reach somebody else. So no worries if I say something that doesn't resonate with your energy right now. So you guys chose the honey calcite. I'm going to get straight in. So what you're going to see is me be quiet for about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds. And I'll be drawing a lot of squiggles, and then I'll start explaining what I'm seeing for you guys, okay? So spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 2, please. Tap me in to the collective of my pile number 2, please. Oh god, I'm just drawing on my table. Is there anything else that I'm seeing? Okay. So what I'm picking up straight away from you guys, my pile number 2, is with your higher chakras, your third eye, your crown chakra, I feel like they're nice and open. I don't see that there's any restrictions there. I don't see any expansions happening there at the moment. I feel like you guys are quite connected to the divine, to be honest with you. I feel like you've almost mastered those elements though, so I almost feel like I don't need to talk about it much. It hasn't really come through in the energy because you've almost mastered the elements of the higher chakras. That's something that's coming through. When we make our way down to the kind of like lower chakras, the midway point, I feel like there's a lot going in your midway point right now. When I say the midway point, I mean the heart chakra. What I see here is some sense of energy card to, it could be a person, it could be an ex, it could be a fragment in time. It doesn't always have to be an ex. And the fact of the matter is, I'm not seeing this person in your energy field. I almost see it resoluting. It's almost turning into a spiral in the sense that it's healing, right? So I feel like you guys may be purging a lot of heavy emotions right now. You may be stuck on a certain situation right now. I feel a lot of friction when I'm tapping in to the energy field right now. What I'm being told with the heart chakra is, yes, there is some sort of energy code from the heart chakra, but I don't think it's anything to worry about in the sense that, okay, we need to cut this. It's not coming through like there's someone tugging on your energy. It's not coming through that somebody's pulling you out of your essence, because as you can see, the ending is right here and there's nothing attached to it. It's ending in some sort of healing, meaning that there is a part of you, could be a part of your inner child, it could be a part of your shadow self that is connecting to either a person or a time period in your life right now. And what's happening is, the reason you're thinking of that situation, the reason that you're thinking of that person, is because that inner child, that part of you, is calling you there, because there's a fragmented part of it there. There's a fragmented part of yourself there, and I feel like it's coming up in your energy because it's almost like your inner child, your shadow self is kind of like, yoo-hoo, like, I'm here. There's something we need to see here. There's something we need to understand here. There's something that we haven't reached here. Maybe it's getting over resentment and forgiving somebody. Maybe it's purging out emotions that maybe we don't want to feel. Maybe it's anger. Maybe it's frustration. And we're telling ourselves we shouldn't feel that anger. We should have moved on by now. But our inner child or our shadow self's like, yeah, but we're stuck here. We're stuck here. There's something that we need to release. There's a hook here, because as you can see, it looks like a hook. There's something holding there. So whatever it is right now that's in your energy field, pal 2, that you're feeling stuck on, that you keep thinking about, there may not be any emotion tied there, or there may be. It's a mixed bag for some of you guys, but whatever the case, there's something there that needs your attention right now. And I'm being told for you guys to honor what you're feeling. If you're thinking of somebody right now, honor that, because there's something there that maybe you're not seeing right now, and allowing these emotions to come through so that you can purge them out, so that this will turn into a resolute, and it will allow that energy to kind of like transmute. It won't be there anymore. You'll no longer be thinking of that state because you've pulled that version of yourself back. You could have watched my reading. I think it was This Message Will Find You When You Need It. I think that was the pile. And I was talking about how, I can't remember what pile it was, but there was an energy of someone thinking back to a person, but it wasn't that person they wanted back. They wanted themselves back, the version of themselves that loved that person. So that's almost an essence coming through. I want my time back. I want my heart back. But what happens then is you realize that person never had those parts of you. They were always within. But it's something you have to reach on your own and alchemize by feeling those emotions and purging them back, and setting those boundaries with yourself and drawing that energy back in. And I feel like that's something that's taking place right now. I feel like it's with a specific person, because that's what that energy is coming through as. I feel like it's with a specific person. Something that someone said to you, something that somebody did to you, something that you might not be able to get over, but I'm being told you're getting over it because it's happening. This is turning into a hook rather than an actual chain here. I'm not picking up anyone here. You are dissecting it, and I feel like don't beat yourself up. I feel like saying to you guys in regards to thinking of this person or situation because you're finding a higher meaning to it so you can unhook yourself. That's something that's coming through. Why have we got this energy up here with the throat chakra? This is aiding you in having more boundaries with other people, speaking your truth, speaking, how do I put this in the words? Speaking your truth, pulling your energy back off people. I feel like people tug on you a lot. I feel like you're someone that gets tugged on by people. Maybe people emotionally dump on you. Maybe people try and maybe like bully you into submission sometimes, or take your essence, or feel entitled to your energy. And I feel like maybe this person that we're talking about, maybe they took a bit of your energy, but you're learning that this frustration and this anger that you have with this person or this energy, the reason that you have that is because there's a part of your shadow self that's like, I don't like that this person took my energy. I don't like that this person did that. I'm angry that this person did that. But denying yourself that anger and frustration is denying yourself that alchemization, because by feeling that emotion, feeling that anger, you can understand, you know what? You're not entitled to my energy, and neither is anybody else. So now I'm going to put in these boundaries. And now I'm going to, when someone's tugging on my energy and I don't like it, I'm going to put my foot forward and I'm going to say no. Because that part of me that I was deeming as someone that shouldn't have been putting in these boundaries, as someone that shouldn't have been feeling these emotions, that side of me, that shadow self, is actually protecting me. That shadow self is actually saying, you know what, I've reached my limit and I don't want to be bending over backwards for you anymore. So the reason that this is happening is for you guys to realize that. Pull your energy off that person and realize, I'm not going to bend over backwards. I'm not going to be giving all the time. And I'm not going to take on your projections anymore. I'm going to say my piece. I'm going to put in my boundaries and I'm going to leave it there. So that's why that energy is coming through, because it's going to create this expansion in your throat chakra where you're starting to speak up for yourself. And that's what's happening. And you see how it then ties in with the solar plexus? The reason we have the circle here is because this is all happening so you can step back into your worth, step back into who you are, be confident in who you are without worrying about who you're upsetting because they're telling you to be quiet and don't do this and don't do that. You're learning that who you are in its purest form is enough, and you don't need to go catering around to everybody else because they may get triggered, or they don't like how loud you are, or they don't like the truth that you speak. You are you, and no one can tame that. And I feel like that's what it's all resolute into. That's the pathway, that's the alchemization of what's happening right now. You're realizing that your heart chakra is taking you to this part of yourself, or your shadow self, or your inner child is taking you to this part of yourself where you may have overgiven or allowed somebody to treat you in a certain way and you can't quite get over it. And the reason you're not getting over it, I don't feel it's emotion there. It's like, I feel a bit resentful for you right now. I feel a bit angry for you right now. But listen to those feelings. They're teaching you something. Because it's your shadow self saying, I didn't deserve that. I didn't deserve that. And I'm not going to do it again. So I'm going to pull my energy back. And I'm going to pull my energy back from anyone who's taking it right now. And from here on out, I'm putting in these boundaries. I don't want to do it anymore. I've realized that I am not your healer. And I am not your servant. And I am not this. And I am not that. I'm more than that. And if you don't see it, I'm going to have to cut away. By doing that, then you speak your boundaries to the people that are still in your life. And it creates this energy of power through your solar plexus where you're now standing in your worthiness. You're now standing who you are. You are now honoring yourself and not feeling the need to self-sacrifice anymore. And that's how you tap into your power. And that's what's happening in your energy field right now, pile number 2. That's what's going on. You literally picked the honey calcite, which funnily enough connects us to our solar plexus. And that's the energy that's happening right now. And I see you over the course of the next couple of months really tuning into you. I have a friend that likes to, I'm not on about me, no, I'm just using an analogy. I have a friend who calls me up and cries about the same thing all the time about their relationship. And I've given advice a lot of times, but it seems they don't want to take my advice. But they keep calling me and dumping on me every time this thing happens. So I'm going to say, you know what? I'm always there for you and I get it, but I'm giving you my advice. If you don't want to take the advice, that's fine. However, I don't need to keep listening to this because you keep going round in cycles. So either take the advice or maybe we shouldn't talk about it because I've kind of given all that I need to say right now. And if you're not going to listen to it, it's a bit of a waste of my time, me applying myself to it. And to you, that may seem in the moment, oh, I'm being a bit of a bitch. But you're entitled to say that if it's taking your energy and they're not honouring your words, because some people might not want to change. They just like to vent. And you're learning who really needs you and who really wants you. And that's a turnover in your energy that's happening right now. So you may have people that project then, oh, you're being a bad person. You didn't, allow me to cry on your shoulder for the 15th time over the same thing, or you didn't allow me to emotionally dump on you. But you're more than just a healer and a caregiver to people. You are your own person with your own set of skills, your own humour, your own life, your own talents, and you deserve to have the energy to apply yourself to these things instead of feeling burnt out by giving it to people that aren't pouring back into you. So remember that when you're asserting these boundaries, is a message that I want to say to you guys. Remember, I'll be writing all of these down, so I'll have the timestamp for you guys to really read what I've written, so you can kind of refer back if you need to and screenshot it. I'll have that at the end. What's this? What do we have here, Spirit? Why is this in their energy? Is someone in your life right now really pulling you out of your energy? Again, it's that emotional dumping energy, that projection. I'm frustrated and I'm taking it out on you. I'm angry, so I'm just gonna take it out on you, sort of thing. There's a feeling of someone in your ear maybe having migraines, or someone just really taking you out of your essence right now. And it's almost like what we want to do is create a wall of a boundary. I don't need this in my essence. It's taking me away from my energy here. I do not need this at all. Standing up for yourself, sort of thing. I think that's why the throat chakra is here. It's something that you're learning to do. Learning that you matter, you know what I mean? You matter, and you're, like I was saying, you may have a friend that is calling you up at night, and it's like, you know what, I'm trying to get back into my fitness, and I need to be up early, so I'm going to turn my phone off and put it on night mode. And if they're annoyed, then they're annoyed. Or I have a friend, and I call them up and I want to spend time with them, and I clear my schedule for them, but then when it comes to them clearing their schedule for me, they won't. Am I overgiving here and they're not giving enough? Maybe I should mirror that sort of essence. You know what I mean? I'm buying this person all of these things, but are they doing it back, or are they giving it in other ways? They don't seem to be. You know what I mean? So take a look at where you're being tugged on is the essence here, and I feel like you are. I feel like that's why this part of your inner child or your shadow self's there, like, hey, this is something we need to focus on because this is what we're realizing right now. And I feel like the person in particular that you may be thinking of, you'll find that it's not even them that you're thinking of. It's more so what they represented in your life rather than who they really were. This person was the epitome of taking me for granted, or this person was the epitome of overstepping my boundaries. So what did that teach me? Okay, and then you kind of use that moving forward then. You know what I mean? That's what happens with other people. We have connections with other people so they can teach us about ourselves, and I feel like that's why you're thinking of this particular person. It's not necessarily them that you're worried about, sort of thing. Why do we have these little shards, Spirit guys? What are these little shards in their energy? Yeah, the little droplets of emotion that are being purged out right now. Maybe you are being tested with your boundaries right now. Maybe you are having people, maybe you have started putting in boundaries with people and really stepping forward, and maybe people have tried to project, and I feel like it's again, it's that wounded inner child. Maybe we shouldn't put in the boundaries because then people will be upset. It's like that self-sacrifice energy, but I see you guys purging it, but it's coming out through your sacral chakra, funnily enough. I feel like you release through emotion, and that's why it's showing up in your sacral energy. It's nothing that's blocking. Your sacral chakra is allowing you to purge this out through emotion, so it may feel a bit heavy, but that's what's happening right now. You are working through this. This is something that your energetic body is working through right now. What's this essence of the root chakra? Why have we got that down here? Yeah, maybe in the past when maybe you would, because I feel like you would have had a past of maybe overgiving, oversharing, self-sacrifice and that sort of thing, and you're balancing that out right now. But to balance something out, you have to be in the present, and I feel like you're aware of that. And I feel like because you're being rooted back into the physical, I feel like you're having a lot of like harsh realizations of like, I'm coming into my physical body right now. We're not necessarily escaping right now, because like I said, you're very open up here. We're not necessarily escaping right now. We're really dealing with the issue head on. So we're very much in the physical body to deal with it, and that may be a little bit heavy and a little bit black and white, and there's like a kind of like grey storm over you. You know what I mean? It's like a black and white essence. There's no colour here. There's no colour here at all. And what I'm being told is you're dealing with this in the present so that you can transmute it and see color again. But it's an issue that maybe you might have avoided, or you may not even have been aware that it was there. Maybe you've done enough inner work to now realize what's actually going on, and that's why you're becoming aware of it now. But that's something that's happening in your energy. Shall I start writing them down, or shall I leave it for the chakra map where they can screenshot? Is there anything I can write down that would really aid them right now? Solar plexus singing bowls while sleeping or meditating would really help you right now. That's definitely something that would help. Affirmations in the mirror are another one. Affirmations, because then it's also exercising the throat chakra then. Affirmations for the solar plexus is another one. I'm also being told for you guys to burn some lemongrass. Lemongrass essential oil. Lemongrass essential oil. It's like, it's time for an expansion in the solar plexus, but by us maybe feeling like we couldn't step into our worth because people projected, it then shunned the throat chakra, you then maybe started like breaking your own heart in a way with the heart chakra sort of situation. So it's like they all would have started. So now that we're having the expansion and you're coming into that awareness of who you are, there are these feelings of how dare you, because of course you're going to feel like that. Whenever we go on a self-love journey or a self-worth journey, that's what happens. It happened to myself. I'm thinking back of all these people that hurt me, and I'm thinking, how dare you? I can't believe you treated me like that. I would have given you everything. Why would you do that? There's this feeling. I'm hearing Happier Than Ever by Billie Eilish coming through. Happier, the song, obviously the song, Billie, I don't know, that might help you release the actual song, Happier Than Ever. But yeah, is there anything else I can like write down before I get into the chakra cards without me explaining it? I'll have an explanation of what's going on here so you can reread it in case you don't want to come back to the actual video. Anything else that I can... No, they're just very... Maybe get some crystals, but I feel like it's more just you empowering yourself rather than any sort of tool. That's why they're not giving me much. But I'm just going to say crystals for the solar plexus. So we have the honey calcite you were drawn to there. So I'll write that down. Honey calcite. Honey calcite isn't too expensive either. So that's a plus. I'm also being told to say tiger's eye. I feel like that would be a very bold crystal for you to tap into, and that would help. But someone's here tugging on you. I feel like I almost want to tell someone... I'm getting irritated and I feel like I want to tell someone, be quiet. Stop projecting onto me, or stop venting to me when I've given you a solution and you didn't want to use it. Like, just stop. Let's talk about something else, because I've applied myself here and I'm getting wound up about your situation. while you're going back to it and having no essence of change, but yet I'm being caught up in it and I don't want to anymore because I'm being enraged by helping you, but you don't seem to care that you're going around in a circle. There's a feeling of that coming through. Let me know what that's about if you want to. You don't have to. But yeah, there's something about a barrier being placed in. I'm not your therapist. I'm supposed to be your child, friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, grandparent, grandchild, like, you know, whatever it is. Like, it's just something there that you're being called to put a barrier in with, of boundaries. Yeah, you're learning a big test in regards to boundaries right now, pal, too. What card do we have here? We have abundance. We have abundance. What's the next card that we have? Yeah, there's definitely a transformation happening. We have the number 8 here. So there's a transformation happening that is bringing this abundance in, because now you're aligning with it. You can tap into it and you don't feel guilty for putting that time into you and not into somebody else. So that's why you're being taken to here, and that's why you're being connected to the physical right now. Where you may have avoided or not even seen before, now you're being tapped into it. So you can clear it once and for all. So you can bring that abundance to your everyday life. And that's what this alchemization is right now. Pile number 2, please, spirit guides. What do we have? Love. See, the thing is, you have such a big heart. If you could, you'd help every single person in the world. But as a healer, that's a lesson we end up learning. We're not everybody's healer, and we have to know limits, otherwise we'll end up self-sacrificing. And although we want to help everybody in the world, and that would make our hearts sing, we are not of good service to other people if we're not aligned ourselves. There is an imbalance then. We can only really cater to people once we've topped up our levels, and then whatever is left over, that's what we use to aid other people. It's not meant to be this imbalance where our only purpose is given, because sometimes as a healer we forget that we're not just here to bring other people happiness. We have to bring ourselves happiness too, because otherwise what's the point? And we're not just here to... Our essence belongs beyond being the healer and the one that helps the rest. Because I've said this before, when we are in our childhood and we are not loved, or we don't feel that we're loved, we will settle for being needed. So we move into our life and our connections with our friendships and our family members and our relationships, we settle then for being needed by them instead of wanted by them or loved by them, because it's what we were taught in childhood. And then we have to go through that kind of alchemization of, I'm more than what I'm giving you. I have my own personality and traits and happiness beyond you that I deserve to be fulfilled. I'm not just here to make you happy. And you may be looking at certain situations and maybe this particular person going, I made you happy. I bent over backwards to bring you happiness. But now that I'm actually sitting here, did you bring me happiness? I don't really think you did. You didn't bring me peace. You didn't fill up my cup. Well, I want that energy back. And that's why you're feeling connected to it. And that's why you're wanting to pull that essence of yourself back. And you do that by pouring back into you and cutting off these, you know, not cutting off people, but putting boundaries in with people. They'll cut themselves off if they only wanted something from you. You know what I mean? You don't even have to worry then about cutting them off. They'll fall away. That's what happens. But that's something that's coming in here. The back of the deck, we have I am presence. So it's like you're cutting off these energy cords from other people so that you can get in tune with just who you are on an inner level. That's something that's coming through for you guys. Pile number 2, that's what's happening for you guys in your energy right now. So a very expansive time where you're learning and understanding your worth and tapping into that. So there's a lot going on, I can see, and I hope I've been able to give you an explanation as to what's going on so you can find those pieces and kind of it can aid you in some sort of way. I hope I've done that for you. I'll have the timestamp for you guys, a chakra map, so I'll have a little bit more information here where I'll explain it in little words so you guys can screenshot and result back to it when you need it. So yeah, I hope I helped you guys with what's going on right now. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this resonated for you. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you're watching. And yeah, I hope you guys have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. Hey pile 3, welcome to your reading. So today I'm going to be doing an automatic drawing reading, and I am going to be tapping into the collective of you guys, and I'm going to be drawing a little chakra map for you guys to show you guys what's going on in your energy and any messages that spirit have about what you're going through right now. I will be passing on to you guys so that you can kind of get a better sense of maybe what you're going through right now or what certain feelings and emotions are. So before I get in, I do want to say that this is a collective reading, so if I do mention anything that does not align with you, that's completely fine. Allow it to transmute and it will find somebody else that it's meant to. So what's going to happen now, you guys, is I'm probably going to go quiet for about 20 to 30 seconds while I draw what I am seeing and what I'm sitting in, and then I'm going to be giving you an explanation as to what you're seeing on the page. It'll probably look like some squiggles, but I will be explaining it to you. Then I'm going to pull some oracle cards just to give you guys a little bit more confirmation, and then when you're finished, I'm going to have the timestamp to your chakra map where you guys can screenshot and use then for later use, instead of coming back to the video if you'd rather just have the little pointers. So let's get in. Pile number 3, please, spirit guides, tap me into the collective of my pile number 3, please. Tap me into the collective of my pile number 3. What's going on in that energy right now? My pile number 3s. What's happening in that energy right now? It's a very different sort of energy for you guys that I'm almost picking up. I almost want to get this, draw a faint line all the way through your chakras right now. I've never had to do this before, but that's something that's coming in with your energy field right now. Okay. What's going on here? Okay, pile number 3, please, spirit guides, what's going on here? Very similar to pile number 1 in the sense that you really are aligning all 7 chakras right now. You are. There's a period of enlightenment that you're either going through or have gone through that's causing this. I see you tapping into a higher awareness. You may have been from the pile that I would have filmed it earlier, but for you guys it would have been the other day, where it was the spirit team pick a card, and I was saying about there was one pile and they were almost being uplifted. They were hatching out of an egg and seeing a higher awareness of life right now, and I almost feel like that's a continuation of that. Like, that is something that you guys are going through. If you didn't watch that reading, that's fine, or have that pile, that's fine, but that's something that I see in your energies. You're finding a higher awareness of life, so it's almost like your 7 chakras right now are having a tune-up. If you look at pile number 2 or even remnants of pile number 1, there's little energies all around the chakras, and I don't even see that for you. There's this line where everything's kind of transmuting. You're being planted onto another timeline, planted onto another paradigm, as per this enlightenment period. You're learning about yourself and you're seeing things from a higher understanding, and the whole reason that this is happening is because I feel like you've done the inner work necessary to bring you to where you're at. So with that being said, like I was referencing with pile number 1, like they're on this new phase, so there isn't too much going on. But what I am picking up from you guys, pile number 3, is that you've already alchemized the heavy. So almost like it's almost like the 3D is kind of like cracking, falling away, and then you're being placed into the 4D, or 4D then being placed into the 5D. I see a sense of that. So because of that, I wouldn't say there's not too much going on in your energy field right now. There's a higher state of awareness that is almost being downloaded into your energy right now. And the reason that I have this little energy here, do you see how it looks like an anchor? I'm being called more so for you guys right now to anchor yourself into the physical right now, because I do feel that there's a lot of spirit around you with this energy here. There's a specific deity that's very much protecting you. I don't know why Anubis comes to mind, god of the underworld. Like I'm really picking that up, but even then, so there's just this energy of you being very protective in this state right now. With these energies here, the reason that these energies are coming to mind is, do you see how it looks like a number 3? These spirals here, do you see how it almost looks like the enlightenment symbol of the arm symbol, the third eye in the crown chakra? With that being across your solar plexus, your sacral chakra, and your root chakra right now, again, you're finding a heightened sense or a deeper understanding of the physical world right now, your physical body right now, your worth right now. You know what I mean? Again, sacred sexuality, that's coming through, or just you may have been drawn to pile number 1 in a way, because it almost there's an essence of it there, but I almost feel like you might have watched pile number 1 when this video came out, and now you're watching pile number 3 a couple of weeks later wanting to understand some things, because there's an essence of that. I don't feel like your chakras are going through an expansion in the sense that you're being shut down. Do you see this line? It's a whole rewiring, but I don't feel that the need to rewire and reboot yourself even needs to happen for you guys right now. It's a deeper understanding. There's revelations coming through, and a deeper understanding, and you're being kind of, you may feel a little bit ungrounded right now, which is why I'm calling for you guys to anchor your energy. Or what's happening is your whole essence is being lifted off of one timeline and onto another timeline. Like when the egg, you know, comes out of the chicken, and then the chicken kind of like births out of the egg. At one point that chicken was the egg, and now it's kind of rebirthed out. So there's this essence of spirit kind of like aligning you and planting you somewhere else. And it's not that you're being planted in the dark, it's more so you're blooming now. And there's an essence of that, but there's this sense of either keeping to yourself or really anchoring your physical body right now, because I feel like a lot of downloads may be coming through, a lot of information may be coming through, so please make sure you're anchoring. But there's a lot of understanding about the physical vessel, the physical body, Mother Gaia, Mother Nature. This essence right here may even be Mother Gaia coming through, because it's going to be different for all of you. I do feel like you're heavily protected right now, but at the same time I feel like whether Mother Gaia is showing up to work with you, whether you're being called to work with Mother Gaia, or whether she's showing herself, or maybe bringing animals to you right now. Maybe you're seeing a lot of insects, a lot of animals. Maybe they're coming to you right now. It can be a bit scary when you're scared of certain insects. I'm scared of spiders, and spirit like to, when the spider has a message for me, spirit like to really show them to me a lot, and they end up in my bed and places, and I'm like, oh my God, this is frightening for me. But at the end of the day, with these animals or insects coming to you, I feel like that's Mother Gaia's way of being like, open up to me, I've got a message for you, sort of thing. And I do feel like you're tapping into that. You may even feel over the next course of like the couple of weeks you're wanting to become, you may want to go into gardening or getting some plants for your room, or spending more time outdoors. There's an essence of that coming through. I feel like you're almost being called to go into Mother Nature's cradle. It's why you're here with this root chakra. You're understanding that you're a human being and tapping into that higher level of yourself right now. That's why there's this healing essence with these 3 chakras and how it's come through. There's a focus here. And all of this information's traveling down, but before it reaches the lower chakras, it has to hit the tip. So that's why you're feeling so connected to the higher realms right now, or having an expansion in the crown chakra and all of that right now. That's why it's happening. You literally chose the amethyst as well. What's this, Spirit? What's this? Doubts. That energy is more so an emotional, would I say emotional? Would I say mental? I would say that's more mental. It's more like a mental construct that is falling away from you now, of uncertainty. Normally when you guys shift, I feel like you worry a lot, whereas I feel like there's this element of uncertainty that is kind of falling away. Maybe you've been finding peace with where you're at, but this is a very big overhaul and transformation that's taking place with you right now. It's funny that normally I'm like, this chakra's going through this chakra's going through this. I don't feel the need to say that, because they're all aligning and coming back together, and grounding you into the physical. You're reaching another state of awareness. I felt the need to say reaching nirvana. In my opinion, I don't feel like we reach complete quote unquote enlightenment as a human being, because I think that we need the whole collective to reach that point so that we have all those pieces of the puzzle. But I do feel that we get glimpses of it that aid in our human life, and I feel like you may be getting glimpses of or periods of enlightenment where a lot comes through that kind of rewires you to another paradigm, and I feel like that's something that's happening. Why is this here, Spirit Guides? What's this? They're referencing this line right here again, of you being on the ground floor, tapping into the earth, rooting yourself in the earth right now. You may be really called to animals that have no choice but to be on the ground floor, like worms. You know what I mean? They don't stand up and run around. They literally, their whole body is on the floor. Same with snails. Same with caterpillars, yeah, like their whole body is on the floor. So there's almost this essence of like either laying in nature or again rooting yourself. That's why this looks like an anchor right now. So you can kind of like anchor in the information that's happening. I'm also being told for you guys to get a diary or a book with you right now so you can write these little bits of information that's coming through. Even if it doesn't make sense right now, Spirit's saying it will down the line. So make sure you have a little diary or with your notes app, you're writing these things in right now, because there's a lot of, you may even find a lot of paranormal things happening right now, because there's a big expansion in your higher chakras right now that is happening. Anything else that I can aid them with, that I can write down before, because when you look at your chakra map, I'll write down and explain what you're going through in little points so that you can refer back to it instead of, you know, like watching this again. So I'll leave that bit open so I can write it down when you look at it. But is there anything I can write by here that would aid them right now? The balance your room with the 4 elements right now, or connecting and understanding the 4 elements to a higher degree: fire, water, air, earth, what they represent within yourself. I feel like that'll hit whoever needs it. But also balancing your room. My pen's running out. I don't know why. I only bought these the other day. Balancing your room with the 4 elements. So like, say now you have your room like this. Let's just say it's a square. So in one corner, you're going to want to put a candle for fire, right? In the other corner, you're going to want to put a plant for the earth. In another corner, you want to put a glass of water or a shell for the water element. And then in the next corner for air, maybe you want to put a wind chime or a feather. I'll just write a feather there. You choose what represents that for you. And I would say place them there with the objective of balancing. Sit in the corner, like sit, not in the corner, sit in the middle and meditate and allow these representations of the 4 elements to align with you right now. That's something that I'm being told. I'm also being told for you guys to keep some clear quartz on you right now. Where should I put that? I'll put it back here. Make sure that you're keeping some clear quartz on you right now. I feel like that would really help or selenite. There's not much to say about like expansions or anything falling away, because I feel like you've almost kind of done my job in a way. Like you've kind of already alchemized that. There's not much to really point out in your energy. It may be a little bit of a shorter reading for you, because I feel like you're just being called to ground right now. I feel like a lot of this information is coming through. Let's pull your oracle cards. I do like my readings to always be around the same length, but I feel like yours might be a bit shorter, because there's a lot for you guys to open up to within your own minds that Spirit want me to leave there. So I feel like I'm just going to trust that I've said what needs to be said, I think, and allow you guys to expand on that. So pile number 3, show me their energy, please, Spirit guides. Pile number 3. Ooh. Okay, that was too many cards. 2 seconds. I only want 2 cards, please, Spirit guides. Pile number 3, show me my pile number 3's energy. Your cards are jumping out of my hands. You may not even feel like, you may have been someone that always read tarot or always needed oracle cards, and you're finding like you're just picking up information without needing any of that now. I don't need to tap into that. It's just downloading into me. Pile number, maybe you always needed a pendulum to give you a yes or no answer, but now you can just feel the answer. Yeah, we have truth. You're tapping into your own sacred truth. You're tapping into who you are without the distortions. And with the 2 and the 3, you know, that's like the number 5 there. That's an energy of change. You're alchemizing. Because I feel like these downloads that you're getting, this awareness that you're getting, it's so that you can speak it out with the throat chakra here being highlighted with the card. We literally have the throat chakra again with life purpose. Like I was saying, I feel like the reason that it's happening for you is I feel like your life, this soul purpose, it's for some sense of speaking messages from the divine, or channeling messages for the divine, or anchoring the divine to the physical, and speaking what it is that you get, and allowing what it is that's coming through to come out. So you're learning right now to anchor yourself into the physical, so you can be that sort of divine messenger. With the number 5 being Mercury energy here, and the throat chakra being highlighted so much, it's like I feel like you're here to pass messages on. I feel like you're some sort of prophet, or again, channeler. I feel like you may become some sort of guru in this lifetime, or a shaman or something like that. And I feel like with life purpose, I feel like this is what you're going through is an initiation. Pile number 3, that's what I'm being told. And the back of the deck we have love. So again, it's your soul purpose. I feel like you brought yourself here through connecting with the divine. That's something that I'm being told about your energy. So you're on a bit of a wild ride right now, but at the same time it also doesn't feel wild. It feels beautiful and present and grounding. But the essence right here from your spirit guides is, please make sure to ground right now and stay in your essence while you anchor these messages in. I feel like that's why you were sent here from the higher realms, to bring messages through, and I feel like you're being initiated into that right now, and that's what's coming through in your energy. So that's something I've never picked up on before, with a reading like that. That's really interesting. I've never felt the need to go all the way through the chakras like that before, so that's interesting. Very interesting. You may have been going on a flush through your chakras for some time, preparing yourself for the initiation, and now it's all piecing together why you were doing what you were doing. It's something that's coming through as well. So yeah, pile 3, that is what I have for you. I am gonna have the timestamps to your chakra map, so I'll put these pointers down so that you guys can really understand, the journey and what you're going through right now. Hit the thumbs up and comment down below if this resonated. I'm sending you guys all of my love. I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are watching. And yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys in my next video. So thank you guys for watching.